Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal Legacy. In the last episode we shellacked Claire, and in this episode I guess we have to go and do the Dragon's Den, or whatever, Dancing Dragon Dungeon? Dancing Dragon Dungeon, or whatever it's called. So I have in the background leveled up a couple of these fine team members here, Sterling and Bigfoot and the like, just so that we can have them on par or better than the Pokemon that we used to take on Claire. I can't remember if we need Whirlpool here. Like, something is reminding me that there are Whirlpools in the Dancing Dragon Dungeon or whatever. I feel like that's the case at any rate. But yeah, it is about 7:52 in the morning on Friday the 15th of November. I'm not starting work until a little bit later this morning because I've been like working like these extra long days. Like, I've had I think I was talking about this whole like kind of routine conundrum. This music is a little bit crazy, I have to say. Like, they go like full baller with the music in this random little dungeon you spend like 5 minutes in and never come back to. I think I was talking in the last video about like this whole kind of like, I'm tired because I've no routine the last couple of weeks. It's just been like a little bit all over the place. Let me take this guy on with Girl Talk. Oh yeah, Girl Talk learned Protect as well. Which I think can be handy. So I have this like dream that I have a dream that in the future Girl Talk will know Toxic. Oh, I turned off the animations and as usual forgot to turn them back on again. I have a dream in the future that Girl Talk will know Toxic, and then I can, oh, this isn't working. And then I can totally kind of and then in this future vision of mine, Girl Talk will be able to use Toxic and then like kind of Defense Curl, Protect, you know, just kind of like stall them out, you know. That's kind of my vision for a bright future with Girl Talk. But yeah, also Strong Zero learned Explosion. I was happy. I just went over Self-Destruct with it. So yeah, like, I'm kind of looking forward to, or I've been like working these kind of like longer days, so like today I'm just going to like take some of that time back and just work a shorter day to make up for it. Plus we have like some nice plans later. We have like, so we got a new car. Bigfoot, did Bigfoot learn anything new? Yeah, I think Bigfoot learned Slash, which is going to be good. That's going to be useful. But yeah, we got a new car, because the old one, you might remember, like, maybe about 2 years ago, I'm thinking about like 2 years ago, our car was stolen. Where is my critical hit ratio with Slash? I swear Slash hasn't had a critical hit once since in all the time I've used it. And I feel like before, Slash used to like, and maybe that's Gen 1, I feel like Slash used to like crit every single time almost, or as good as. We're just gonna Ice Punch this guy. If that's a good idea, I'm not sure whether it is. Maybe we can just bite him. We can just bite him. So yeah, like, but that time we were kind of a little bit in a pinch because we were going to be, I can't actually remember when it, whoa, what is happening here? I'm just gonna send out, Girl Talk again. Actually, that's what I should have done from the very beginning, is sent out Girl Talk and roll out this fool. But yeah, I can't remember when it was that our car actually got stolen in the end, but okay, nice one, Girl Talk. But we ended up kind of in a bit of a bind and needing to get a new car quite quickly, and then we were lucky. We were actually quite lucky that we got the second-hand car. That was the same year, so like a 2011 Hyundai, and we were quite lucky to get it for the price we got it at. So we've had that car for the last couple of years, but you know, it's just like showing signs of its age, you know, and there's no getting past that, you know. She was just kind of like showing signs of being an older car, and that's just the way it is. So like recently the radiator started leaking, so we were like putting water into the radiator all the time, and the radiator started leaking. We were putting water into the radiator all the time, needed to get that repaired. And then like we're hoping to go to France over Christmas and take the ferry, so bring the car and drive using the ferry, drive over to France and stuff like that. And we just kind of didn't want the worry of, okay, what if the car, the old car, this old car we have finally decides now is the time I'm going to give up the ghost. We didn't want that to happen over there, so we wanted to be able to relax, and we knew we would be replacing it eventually, so we just decided to go ahead and do it. So we picked up the new car yesterday, very excited about that. But in honor of the service that we got from the old car, we're actually kind of having... Yes, I see a fucking whirlpool. How many times am I going to go in and out of this stupid dungeon? Let's bring out Sterling. Unless they have like all Seadras. Everyone has a freaking Seadra in this place. Oh yeah, I forgot there were no double battles. Here was I was like getting ready for a double battle. Of all things. This Twister is driving me nuts. And I still didn't turn on the battle animations. So yeah, why is this happening? This was not happening off screen. Off screen I was grinding with girl talk to my heart's content, taking out everything. There was no fear whatsoever. Like, look at this. There was no fear whatsoever. This is the one I should have been using thing for. So yeah, we're going to, in honor of like the old car service, we're going to have like a nice dinner tonight. We're going to make surf and turf. And it's nice, we haven't like cooked a really nice meal for ourselves recently. Well, did we? What did we do last? Maybe we did, actually. So we're doing surf and turf. We're going to get like a small lobster and 2 small little filet. And that'll be our like nice dinner in honor of... Oh my god, of course, I'm just gonna straight up take myself out. These battles are not going as well as the battle with Claire, and it's all because I don't have Fab Moolah. I swear, that's what it is. But, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to like do a short day today, finish up quite early, go down into the city, get a few things for tonight. It's going to be nice. And then tomorrow, we're going to this like gig in Cork. So there's this like band playing in Cypress Avenue, which is kind of like a nice kind of venue that's upstairs in another place. So we're going to this band called Fist of Pure Emotion, right? And they're like a power ballad cover group, right? So you have to imagine it's like Meatloaf, Celine Dion, like all of this kind of stuff, like just cheesy power ballads. That's what it is. It's just a cheesy power ballad cover group. Do you want, I'm just going to use a rappel here and surf around. Because if I can avoid having to go... I don't know whether like the whirlpool is just a shortcut or not. If it is just a shortcut, then that's fine. Yeah, it is, okay. I think. Or else the shortcut is required to get the dragon scale, perhaps. which I don't really need anyway, because I'm not using a king draft for some reason in this game. Even though I probably should. But, so we're going... Oh no, I do need the freaking whirlpool, of course. Of course it is. The King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. I swear, this is the last time I'm going in and out of this freaking thing. And I didn't even do what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to teach free all of those stupid HMs that I'm going to need directly. They call it fresh ground beef because they're picking it up off the ground freshly. So yeah, that's going to be really fun. I'm going to enjoy it, but like I am kind of looking forward to like having a day tomorrow where there's like not really much on in the morning, especially where there's not really much on in the morning, especially because I think I just need to kind of have that time to relax a little bit, you know, and be able to kind of catch up on my, this sounds so bizarre, but to catch up on my rest. Like, I feel like I'm a bit, like, worn down with how busy I've been the last couple of weeks, and how, not just how busy, but, like, how all over the place, like, my routine has been. So I'll teach you whirlpool and waterfall. I cried and the tears fell from my eyes like a waterfall. So yeah, that's there to look forward to. Try to think, like, what else is there? Oh my god, I need to tell you about this. Like, yesterday, I saw this Reddit this is, like, the most, like, saddening thing I ever did see, right? So yesterday, I saw this Reddit post, right? Where this guy was basically, like, so what it was, I want to kind of make sure that I give the context correctly. So it was on r/LGBT, and basically they were, the post was kind of bringing attention to the fact that there is like this whole Google Doc that's available for perusal if you want, which is basically the whole intention behind this piece of work, right, is what I'll call it. This piece of work is to call out, like, or to compile a list of games and which ones are, like, so woke that they might be uncomfortable for you to play. And basically it was putting this doc on blast and saying, like, are you serious? This thing actually exists, right? Which wasn't exactly my reaction. So first when I read the thing, I was like, okay, well, whatever. It's probably just some loser with a few, like, moaning about one or two games or whatever. Then I looked, this guy, right, who made this document, not only is it ridiculous, right, that goes without saying, right, but this guy that made this document, there's like freaking 1,500 games on this thing, right? So I was like, okay, what the hell is this going to be? I was thinking to myself, like, what is going to happen here? Do I really want to get into this? So it's just full of crap. Like, it is really full of crap. Like, most of them are like, oh, don't play this game. It has, like, subtle pro-LGBT messaging, blah, 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 blah. Or don't play Elden Ring because, like, the body, or the character builder allows you to change the body shape regardless of, like, the character's gender or whatever. And I'm like, are you serious? This is what's, like, keeping you up at night? Are you, like, this is what's keeping you up at night? So there was that, right? And for me, that is, like, first layer. That's, like, the standard stuff that, like, people like this get het up about or get hectic about, right? The where it all kind of, where I lost it, and when I say lost it, I mean, like, in fits of laughter, where I lost it was when, what the hell is this? They put so much effort into this piece of shit little mini dungeon. Where I lost it was like, oh my god, don't tell me this guy's even going to be stronger than Claire. Oh no, I don't have to fight him. I'm their friend. Oh, buddy, old pal. What helps you win battles? Raising Pokemon strategy? Okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm the strategic one. What kind of trainer do you want to battle? Anybody. What is the most important for raising Pokemon? Love! It's called love. Like when Kamaji says it in Spirited Away, he's like, it's called love. And it's so, like, emotionally impactful. What a, like, simple phrase. Which is more important? Both. Oh my god. What the fuck are you? BuzzFeed? Like, let me just get the freaking thing. Oh, here she comes again. Don't play Pokemon Crystal Legacy, everybody. It's too woke. It contains a woman that's able to stand up to a 10-year-old boy. We don't want that. That was like one of them. It was like, don't play Psychonauts. Your boss is a woman person of color who was treated unfairly by a white man. Like, what the hell? I was like, are you serious? It's like, this is like, you think that's like a threat to society? Oh my goodness. You know, a game contains a scenario which is all too common, you know, in life. And you think that having that in there is a threat to society? Threat to the fabric of society? Oh my god. What's Lance going to do? Is he going to, like, throw her out of the League of Extraordinary Dragon Tamers or whatever? Is that what's going to happen? The Rising Badge. I really like the names of the badges in this game. Like, I feel like that's something where they kind of started to cop out later on. Like, they used to be so kind of creative with the names of the game, the names of the badges. Like, instead of, like, the Ghost Badge, it's, like, the Fog Badge. Instead of the Dragon Badge, it's the Rising Badge. And it's really cool. They're just still yapping. It's like that guy says in that epic rap battle, he says, free speech doesn't mean keep yapping. It doesn't mean don't, like... Free speech doesn't mean don't stop yapping. The best thing about, like, that Western versus Eastern philosophers thing is, the best part of that Western versus Eastern philosophers thing is, like, the Eastern philosophers, when they're doing their, like, first verse or whatever, like, the antics of the other guys in the background, like when Confucius is rapping and then whatever his name is, Lao Tzu or whatever, is in the background just, like, doing, like, crazy motions. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It's just, like, so absurd. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about that stupid Google Doc, right? So, while Claire is talking here, yeah, I'm going to the Pokemon League. I'm going to become the champion. Oh, I can rematch any Pokemon gym leader I want? That's cool. Oh my god, that's cool. So it'll be like in, do you remember in, like, Pokemon Platinum? I loved that. Do you remember in, like, the battle area or whatever it was called? You could, like, there was, like, that house where you could rematch a load of the trainers would show up there. Was that in Platinum or was that in... No, that was in Fire Red and Leaf Green, wasn't it? Am I thinking of, like, Fire Red Leaf Green? On, like, one of the Sevi Islands? That was really cool. I can't remember which one it is that I'm thinking of. It's, like, one of them. Maybe it is Platinum, because my memory of, like, the post-game in Platinum is, like, as good as non-existent. I don't remember, like, any of it whatsoever. So yeah, the point at which I lost it, right, I was reading through some of these entries because they were just like, and most of them were kind of like the one that I said earlier, where it was like, oh yeah, like the Elden Ring one, where I was like, this is seriously what's bothering you in your life? Why can't Girl Talk run from this fucker? This is like Metapod versus Metapod all over again. Where I lost it in fits of laughter and I just, like, couldn't bring myself back from the brink was, like, the entry for A Hat in Time. So the entry for A Hat in Time was literally, there's a transgender flag in the sewers. And I was like, I absolutely, like, lost it. I was like, oh my god, in the sewers? in the sewers in a hat in time, there's a transgender flag. And I was like, are you for real? You're there, some dude is there on his computer, like, furiously typing into this Google Doc, like, I need to warn the world about the transgender flag in the sewers in a hat in time. It's just unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable to me that this is actually happening in the real world. I'm like, there's a guy seriously losing his shit over a transgender flag in the sewers in a hat in time. That's the biggest threat to society these days, a transgender flag in the sewers in a hat in time. I just couldn't, like, even saying it is absurd. So there was that, and then my other favorite was, like, Snufkin Memory of Moomin Valley. Well, obviously Snufkin is my favorite everything, right? Snufkin was probably my, like, sexual awakening as, like, an 8 or 9-year-old boy, like, for serious. What is this, 2011 or something? But yeah, who the hell are you? Did I heal my Pokemon? I don't know whether I did or not. But the one for, like, Snufkin Memory of Moomin Valley was, like, contains pro-ecological messaging. And I was like, what? Like, or something like that, or like pro-environmental messaging. And I'm like, really? And then it's like, promotes eco-terrorism. Promotes eco-terrorism. It promotes eco-terrorism. Snufkin Memory of Moomin Valley promotes eco-terrorism. And then there was a line about something like, oh, what was it? It was something about, it's to do with the storyline of the game. It was like, promotes breaking the law in order to stop a park being built or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's not really what's happening. Like, it's not promoting eco-terrorism or breaking the law. It's just like a story, man. You know, it's just a story. That's what it is. It's just a story. But yeah, so like, this document is unbelievable. You'll be happy to know Cave Story passes the vibe check, you know? That's the main thing. So any of you people out there that are afraid of, like, of being exposed to anything that would be too extreme for you, like a transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time, or eco-terrorism in Snufkin Memory of Moomin Valley, at least you can play Cave Story. And there's something really absurd about that to me as well, because I think, like, it just goes to show that it's not, that this whole kind of argument, right, isn't about anything really conceptual or anything. It's just about, I don't understand this. This makes me feel uncomfortable. Therefore, it's threatening the fabric of society. Like, it's just this kind of, like, knee-jerk kind of thing. Because, like, I think when you look at a game like Cave Story, it's all about, like, ideas such as, like, who are we and what are we and what is living and what is right and wrong and stuff like that. You know, so I'm like, where, like, it's just so surface level. Like, it doesn't think further than, like, a 1-second reaction or, like, a split-second reaction to what you've been exposed to use that word. It's like, for crying out loud. But, like, yeah, you'll be glad to know that Cave Story and Alien Isolation passed the vibe check. So don't let your kids play Snufkin Memory of Moomin Valley, people. Stick to Alien Isolation. Don't expose them to the transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time. I don't know, just putting those words together is just like, it's just like, it's just funny. I'm like, this is what's keeping you up at night, the transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time. Do you know what it made me think of? And actually, there's something kind of like there's a serious note to this comparison as well, right? What it made me think of as well was, in, like, that 60 Days In, or whatever, 90 Days In, what was that reality TV show I watched where, like, the regular people went undercover in a prison or something. Where they went, like, undercover in a prison. Uh-oh. This is not good. Maybe I could still try. No, do you know what? I'm not going to. What was that one? The one where they went, like, undercover in a prison. I think it's 60 Days In, right? And you might remember that one of the inmates on the reality TV show, they weren't actually inmates, they were just pretending to be inmates. One of them was, that's all you know, water gun. One of the inmates was like Muhammad Ali's daughter or something like that. Yeah, Muhammad Ali's daughter, Mariam, right? Because there was that really funny, and her nickname, her fake name in the prison was Yaz. Yaz is like a reality TV icon to me. Like, there was that really funny moment where she saw on the news in the prison, there was like a story about Muhammad Ali, and they were interviewing Muhammad Ali or showing footage of him, and she lost it. Like, she was terrified. She was like, oh my god, what if they see Muhammad Ali on the TV and then they put two and two together and realize that I'm not actually Yaz. I remember talking about this, I think it was in like Legends Arceus. What if they put two and two together and realize that I'm not actually Yaz, I'm Mariam Ali or whatever. And I'm Mariam Ali. But I remembered that part where like there was this really innocuous scene where Yaz was just like doodling with some of the other inmates. Like they were literally just playing with pencils and paper, like just innocuously doodling. That's what they were doing. That's all they were doing. And then like one of the other inmates, who was this like, sorry, I don't mean to say it, but she was like the textbook sort of like stay-at-home Republican military wife, right? That's who she was, and that was her life, and that's fair enough, right? But I'm just kind of adding that in as context to this story. So one of the inmates drew an American flag on the piece of paper, fair enough, right? Yaz drew a foot, right? So, and bear in mind what I'm saying here, Yaz drew a foot, right? Near the American flag. And this other lady, I can't remember her name, she saw it, and she lost her shit. And she was like going crazy saying like, I can't believe Yaz drew a black foot stomping on the American flag. That's what she said, and that was the words she chose, because it's not just a foot, you know, it's a black foot. That's the important part. It's a black foot stomping on the American flag, right? And Yaz was literally like, I don't know what's wrong with her, I just threw a foot, you know. So, like, I think that's what it reminded me of, because it was like, there's a transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time. It's like similarly ridiculous. It's like, what triggers you about a picture of a foot that was drawn by like a black lady? I don't even know what Pokemon they're sending out. What is it? Oh, Tangela, whatever. Shangela. Shangela. Like, what upsets you so much about a picture of a doodle of a foot that a black lady drew, right? That just happens to be near a doodle of an American flag that somebody else drew. That makes you kind of all of a sudden create this constellation of, it's a black foot, like not just a foot, but a black foot stomping on the American flag. I'm like, and you lose your crap over it. And it's the same thing. For me, that's like the exact same energy. It's like, oh my god, it's not just a thing on the wall in the background of a game. It's a transgender flag in the sewers on a hat in time. Hidden, expertly hidden in the sewers where they didn't think we'd notice it. That's what it is. It's like they didn't think we'd notice that the transgender flag was in the sewer in a hat in time. But you can't fool me. The name of this guy is, by the way, is Woke Detector. I'm like, are you serious? That's the nom de plume that you're choosing for yourself? Your Woke Detector? Nice one. But it's the exact same energy. It's like, oh my god. How dare they? How dare they put a transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time where it's threatening the fabric of society? How dare Yaz draw a black foot stomping on the American flag, you know. I don't know. I could talk about this forever because it's just so perplexing to me. It's just so, like, far removed from my personal normal perception of reality that I'm just like, I don't understand it, you know. But it's crazy. So yeah, that was my evening yesterday, looking at this thing and, like, laughing and being perplexed and confused and a little bit depressed about it, and texting my brother about it, going like, you've got to see this shit, it's crazy, there's some guy having a heart attack because there's a transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time. You know, it's just like, don't play Psychonauts 2, your boss is not just a woman, but a woman person of color, and of course she was treated unfairly by a white man, you know, just to make us look bad. My god, speaking of looking bad, every other fucking Pokemon in the game gets a glow-up between Gen 1 and Gen 2, and then look at what happens to Machamp. More like Machamp. I need to, like, finish this video. Like, I need to just get to New Barktown. I'll warn you guys, like, the next part of the game, if I remember correctly, like, between now and in Generation 2, between now, like, between the 8th gym, like, beating Claire, what did I do? Between the 8th gym beating Claire and actually getting to the Pokemon League, there's a lot. I remember it taking ages, like a very long time, compared to like I feel like Gen 3, like between beating Wallace, well, of course, like, that's the difference, I suppose. Gen 2 is like the last of those games, the last of the Pokemon games where there's no kind of story crap in between beating the final dungeon and going to the Elite Four. Instead, it's just before. But still and all, so you have all of that, right? You have all of that crap between Gym 7 and Gym 8. Lol. I'm sorry, I just had to, like, punctuate that. So you have all of that crap between Price and Claire. But if I remember correctly, the route, like, first of all, like, you have between, like, this route, which isn't that long, to be perfectly honest, right? It's not going to take, we're going to get to New Barktown directly. We're going to have that fresh ground beef because we're picking it up fresh off the ground freshly. Ooh, a Don fan, that's cute. But I shouldn't be surprised Girl Talk can't run from anything. Okay. But I remember, so you have this route, then you have, like, Tojo Falls, which isn't very long at all, but then that route between, like, so that whole route between New Barktown and Victory Road is long and has, like, a lot of trainers. That's what I remember. Like, I remember it just being long with a lot of trainers. And then you have Victory Road into the bargain, so I just remember this whole part of the game being feeling extremely lengthy at any rate. But yeah, at least we're playing a nice, safe, inoffensive game like Pokemon Crystal Legacy. Not that diabolical, insidious hat in time, you know, that's trying to manipulate me into buying the woke agenda by sneaking a transgender flag into the sewers where they didn't think we'd notice it. I just can't. This is like my anecdote of the week. Probably the month. This is like my anecdote of the month of November, is one man's battle against the insidious flag in the sewer on a hat in time. It's just the way it was written there. It was written there exactly with that wording. Like it holds itself to be self-evident. There is a transgender flag in the sewer in a hat in time, or whatever. Or it even just said it. It just said there's a transgender flag in the sewer, and it's like, oh my god, that's enough. That holds itself to be self-evident. That is the thing that should be causing you to quake in your boots, you know? Oh my god, look at Raichu. It's like literally like Leather Daddy Raichu or something, something like that. Did I still forget to turn on the battle animations? I meant to do it after I left the Dancing Dragon dungeon or whatever, and then I meant to do it after and then I remembered there was a battle where I used Sweet Kiss, and I saw like an animation for it, so I was like, oh, I remember thinking to myself, oh, I must have turned them back on, when obviously I didn't. Oh, no, you fucking didn't. There was another funny one on that, on that document. No, the other element of that document that I found was hilarious is that, like, he was really going to the trouble of putting things like Dream Daddy Dating Simulator on there. And I'm like, you honestly think somebody is going to read the title of a game and it's Dream Daddy Dating Simulator, and they're going to think to themselves, I'm kind of on the fence as to whether this aligns with my views or not. I'm like, that's kind of like a zero-sum game. It's kind of all or nothing, you know? You're either the kind of person who's the target audience for Dream Daddy Dating Simulator or not. There was another one, it was something like, kind of, Flip Witch the Sex Hex or whatever. That's another part of it, though. That's another part of that whole mentality, is that you're only allowed to be a lesbian or transgender if you're in porn. You know, that's another part of the aspect of that whole, like, misguided mentality, is that, you know, as long as you're in porn, you can be what you want, you know? As long as it's entertaining. But in the real world, no. In A Hat in Time, no. That's not the place for you, you know? It's just like I could explore this topic forever. It's just so fascinating to me that there are people out there like going, like, losing their crap over this. Like, that they're like making their lives about that they're making their life's mission, you know, telling the world about the insidious flag in the sewer in A Hat in Time. And she drew a black foot stomping on the American flag. Are you serious? Whatever your name was. I'm still chuckling about, like, hearing myself say. I started watching a Final Fantasy X video yesterday that I uploaded 5 years ago, and I put in the Discord. Okay, lay it on me, Elm. Hi Harry, thanks to you, my research is going great. Take this as a token of my appreciation. Oh, a Master Ball. And like, it was the part where you're like on trial by the Maesters or whatever, Maester Micah and Maester Kelk Ronzo. And there was like a part in it where, oh my god, can you just stop talking? I'm talking. There's a part in it where they say something like, where it's like, oh, Maester Micah is dead, he's a zombie too. And Kelk Ronzo was like, yes, you know, sometimes Micah is like a wise leader and his guidance is worth more than the misguided current leadership or whatever, something like that, right? And then I just say, like, I think I was sick at the time when I recorded this video, so I say, like, really, like, deadpan and slow. I'm like, yeah, I mean, why don't they just make the wax sculpture of Roosevelt from Night at the Museum the president? It's something like that, and I was like, that actually kind of cracked me up. I don't think I found it as funny at the time as I do now, 5 years later, just hearing me say, like, it's like a Night at the Museum if they just made the wax Roosevelt sculpture the president. Anyway, oh my god, that's enough talk. This is a long video, but I think it was worth it. You know, stay away from A Hat in Time, everybody. You know, it'll corrupt you. There's a flag in the sewer, you know. Bye. There's a transgender flag in the sewer. Beware.